Okay, so the rich text box yesterday we were not able to do. Before that, what I will do is, so this is the basic form. Okay, so the events you can generate very easily. You need not to write any code on Visual Studio. Okay, most of the coding thing, it is reduced, means by just clicking, double click, or just writing a method or something like that. So Visual Studio, it offers you a very easy steps to generate methods, the method signatures. Okay, so this is form. So every form will have a load event. Load event means I'm running this application, so this form is displaying for me the output window. So this output window, what we will call it as, before the running, when the application is running, the application running, so that time this form will load. Form loading means the form will load to the user output window, and the controls whatever added to the form, they will be loaded with their respective features or functionalities. Okay, so this form will have by default a load event. Okay, so you can write that load event. You can directly write your load event, or what you can do is simply double click on your screen. Okay, your form in designer window, on form anywhere you double click it, it will generate a event for you, form 1 underscore load. Okay, so before loading this form, whatever you want to handle, or whatever data you want to show, whatever you want to process for output window, something you want to present to output window, you can do that on this event. Okay, simply what I will do is, this form designer, I will add a label. Okay, so the toolbox, how we can open, from view, go to toolbox, it will open the toolbox, go to common controls. Okay, so this common controls, you just drag a label here. Okay, this has some properties. By default the text is label 3. On window load, I want to change the label value. Okay, label 3 I have dot text equal to something I want to change, just like login form. Okay, or just login. Okay, so what it will do, though it has some label 3, some default text is there, what it will do is, it will ask, the text will be changed during this event, and the text whatever you assigned here for this label, that will be displayed. Okay, we will see that. So you can see it is login. When you see on designer window, it is label 3, the text is label 3. Okay, so this is what a load event. This is very much useful when you want to display some default text. Some default text you want to load it from some database or some file. So that time what you can do is, you can change the text. Okay, just a minute guys. Okay guys, so you guys got it. So the form load event is mainly useful when you want to handle the output, you want to display some text from database or some file or some images you want to load based on the user login, something like that. Whatever you want to do on form load before loading the page, if you want to present something to your output window, you can use this form load event. Okay, so this is one, and now we'll discuss about few more controls. Okay, so yesterday I forgot, I was not able to give you link label. Okay, this link label, the property. Okay, so what I can do is go to load form. Here link label, link data. Links dot add. Okay, link label dot link. Okay, lnk dot link data equal to, you can mention some URL here. Okay, this one you can add to your link label. Okay, lnk. So there are few classes you can create objects for that. This is, so if you want to define a link for this, so this is a link, you can provide a link to external website. That link can be processed when you click on that particular link item. So how we can process is, you just double click on this link label. So this will generate an event for you. The event will be link click event. Okay, this link clicked event you have, so any event you are generating for controls on .NET for any front end, it will generate a method with the signature with object sender. The sender is from which control the event fired. So the sender will be obviously your link label, and the link label, the other will be event args. This event args is with respect to that particular control. Okay, if it is a button, it is simple event args. So all these classes derived from event args, and these are specialized according to the control. Basically many controls will have event args. The event, whenever clicked, some clicked event or text changed event, something happens. So that time what it will generate is it will generate object sender and event args e. Okay, this event args will change according to your control. Okay, so whatever arguments you are specifying for your control, those will be passed from here. Okay, so now, so process, so using system.diagnostics.process. Okay, so dot start, I will explain you what it is. Link data. Okay, so okay, so what is this process means? It is just like your command, your run. Okay, when I click on Windows R, it will open some run prompt on my desktop, right? This one. So this is just like a process will be started for this whatever URL I am mentioning here. This URL will be passed to my run command. Okay, that will open a browser for me. So if you want to initiate, if you want to start any application from your run, okay, this run prompt, okay, you can use this method process.start and you can pass the command. Okay, so by default if I pass something like this from my run, what it will do, it will open a link for me here, right? So this process.start also, it will do the same way. This process.start will open, it will send whatever you are giving here, that may be a command, that may be a URL, whatever. So whatever you can execute from your run prompt, the same thing you can run from your this command process.start. Okay, this is a system defined method, you can directly use it if you define the, if you are using this namespace system.diagnostics on your C# file. So process.start and link data I have given this. So this will open that page for me in a browser, the system default browser. So we will run and see that link label. Okay, so you can see this is opening, right? This is what link label, the purpose is mainly to navigate to a new window or to open a browser. Okay, this is link label. Any doubts on this? Okay, I hope you guys are clear. And now we have rich text box. Okay, this rich text box mainly to show some text, the formatted text. Formatted means you may use bold for some text, a color background for some text, and color for some text, something like that. You may use italic or something, whatever. So simply like you are typing some mail and you may use some formatting, bold, italic, some kind of things. Those things you can apply, you can show by using this one, rich text box. Okay, in any other control you can't show your text like that. Okay, so this one we will set it in form load. I have rich text box 1. Okay, dot back color, selection back color, you just specify something. Okay, I may use color dot mm, some anything, black color. not black, some other color. Mm, blue, white. Okay, so rich text box dot sorry, back color. Nice blue. Append text. Hello. And then same thing I can repeat with different colors. Okay, this is Alice blue, now aqua. uh, okay, I'm in a space here, white. uh, view. Okay, this is what I am setting a full formatted text to my rich text box. Okay, you can see different colors applied to my rich text box. Okay, this is how you can do for your rich text box to show something. Okay, you can apply some colors. So this is very much useful when you are designing some rich text box means. So I can give you a simple example. So you may be use it to Outlook. You may see Outlook in our desktop installed. Okay, so that Outlook you can to so anytime the mailbox inbox, whenever you are composing a new mail, you can do all the commands. You can make the text bold, you can apply some color, something like that. So that time the people maybe use some rich text box there. Okay, so if you want to provide some kind of thing like that, that time you can use this one. Okay, this is used little occasionally whenever there is a requirement. Okay, this is what rich text box. So any doubts on this? So there are many functionalities regarding rich text box. Those are really useful when you are working on that. So any doubts on that? Okay, I hope you guys are clear. Now picture box, if you want to display some image on your window, you can use this. Okay, so there may be some images on my, so this picture is empty. So what I can do, I need some Winforms image. I will download. If I get some icon, okay, this icon, I will save this image to my desktop. E drive logo Winform. Okay, save. What I will do is I will drag and drop a picture box to my window. Okay, this will have some properties. Anything if you want to set by default, you can use this uh, this properties window. From here you can set few things. If you are not able to do it, and if you want to do it on page load or some other after some action or some after some event, that time you can use on page load something like that. Okay, so image location, what I will do is here I will type this is my image. Okay, so now you can see the image is displaying here. Okay, remaining all what I can do is I will drag and drop these things to down. Okay, this one I'll keep on top. Okay, this is what my picture box, mainly to display images on my Windows forms. I can use this picture box. You can use these controls as many as you want on a form. Okay, so this image URL you can change on runtime, there is no problem. Okay, runtime means on page load event or some other button click event, something like that. That time you can use this uh, you can use to change the picture box image URL. Okay, so all these controls have some default actions. This username also, this is text box. So whenever there is a text change, you can use text change event for this. Okay, text box text changed. So if you are entering some text to your page, okay, whenever running your form and you are entering some text, that time you can validate according to your needs. Okay, so the very important thing in Windows Forms is message box dot show. Okay, this one will open a pop-up and it will show some message whatever you have given here. Okay, so unlike in console applications, whatever you do console.write line or console.read line, so those are not possible in Winforms applications. What you can do is to get some information from user, you can use the controls. The controls are mainly text box and then combo box, something like that. Okay, and if you want to show some message to output, you can use labels and some other means, the data controls and other things. And if you want to show some messages like alert messages, something like that, you can use message box. Okay, so what I am going to do is, so text box 1 I have some text. Okay, so the text, if you want to set or get from any text box, what you can do is you just use the ID of the text box dot the property text. It will give you the value whatever you entered or whatever you want to set to the text box, same property you can use. Okay, so I will run this form, I will enter some name and we will see what will happen. See, text change means for each character, whatever change happens, it will fire the event. Okay, you can see all the things has been shown here. Same way you can use for other controls also. Okay, there are different events for this text box. If you want to see the events, this is the icon. So you just click on your text box or any other control. So if you want to see the available events for a particular control, you click on that control and then go to properties window. Just right click on it, go click on properties, it will open a properties window. From here you just select this shock icon. Okay, so this will open some events for you. So all these are available events for you. So most popular event we use for text box is text changed event. Okay, so mouse up, move, mouse move, all these events we won't use. These are very special cases we use it, but text changed is the very common event we use. And all the controls will have by default a property called visible. Okay, so by default, if you don't want to show some label, this label you want to hide from this form, what you can do is on page load. Okay, you can simply use label 3 dot visible is the property. You can set it true or false. True means it will visible, false means it will not be visible. For any control you can use this property. All the controls will have this property. Okay, so now till now we are able to see this control on the form. So when I execute this form now, there is no label. Okay, are you guys able to see it? So there is no label. So earlier it was coming some login, now there is no login. Okay, so all the controls will have properties, default properties, the name, and visible. Text is common for few things. Okay, visible and name are common properties. Okay, and then this. So I hope you guys got about these controls, or any doubts. Okay, fine, I hope you guys are clear. So this rich text box I'm removing. Okay, from the form, what I will do is, now we have other group box, panel, these things we will discuss later. Button, checkbox, radio buttons, these things we will discuss now. Okay, checkboxes are another type of input controls. Okay, these checkboxes, what you can do is you just drag and drop here. Okay, it will. So all these controls are familiar to you, but how to use, what are the properties, these I have to explain you, that's it. But many times, as all we are computer students, or even we have the basic knowledge of computers, we might have seen all these in our life. Day to day life we are seeing all these controls, but only thing what we call it and how we can use it, that's what we have to discuss. Okay, so this checkbox is the main purpose is true or false. So if you check it, you are accepting it, or if you are not checking means you are just clicking on it. So if you click on it, it will give a tick mark in that square box, and if you are not clicking, that's okay, fine. So some kind. So I accept the terms and condition in any application, any website. If you are registering there, it will ask. So I am accepting the terms, and I accept the terms and conditions. There you can see this kind of control. Okay, so this is a square box, next to it some label is there. This text you can change it here. Okay, so I use the same, I accept the terms and conditions. Okay, this will open here. So this is mainly used for that purpose. So a true or false. So this rest text box I have removed, right? The respective code also I have to remove. So what I will do is I will comment it. So you can see I accept the terms and conditions. So if you click on it, it will give the tick mark, otherwise nothing. Okay, so this is the checkbox. It will return the property if the checkbox is clicked or not. How you can check is, you can use the property checkbox one dot checked. Checked is the property. It will return true if you click on it, otherwise it will return false. The same way, if you want to by default, if you want to assign some value, okay, means true. On page load, if you want to, by default, the control should be shown, clicked, or checked. Okay, that time you can give the property value true. Okay, now you can see it is checked by default. Okay, this is the main property, and on checking of this means on clicking of this particular control on the square box, you can handle some events. That is checkbox check changed. Okay, means you clicked on it, so that time if you want to show something, some message or something, you can use this. Okay, whatever event, if you want to handle some uh, process. Okay, if you want to show some message or if you want to process something behind, you can use this event. So what I will do is, thank you for accepting the terms and conditions. Okay, this is what we can use. Okay, by default it checked right, that's why it is showing that event is firing. So you can see this message, thank you for accepting the terms and conditions. Okay, that is what the checkbox. And radio buttons, these are also whereas checkboxes are square boxed and radio buttons are circle rounded boxes. Okay, so these radio buttons are mainly used in groups, means you have multiple options and you have to select only one. In that case we use radio buttons. Okay, that is just like what I can say is your gender. The time you will use male, female. Okay, that kind of situations. Okay, so or even one more like married. In that time you will be asked like single, married, or divorced, widowed, something. There may be multiple options, but you have to choose only one. That time you will use radio buttons and you will mention them in a group. Okay, in that case you will use this radio buttons. Okay, these are also the functionality. Everything is as usual. Toolbox. Okay, what I can do is, before that, a group box is mainly used to group all your controls. Okay, where is group box? Okay, here, containers. This is a group box. This is used to keep your controls, multiple controls, and if you want to keep them inside, just like you are keeping all your controls which are used for a particular action, all those controls you can keep inside this group box. Okay, so I will keep all my radio buttons inside it. This will also have the properties like this. So a radio button with the label, this label you can change, that is male, female, and transgender. Okay, so these are different things. So this will be only one thing you can check, because all these are kept in a group box. This text you can change. Okay, so this one, all these are kept in a group and only one can be selected at a time. So you can see, if I click on male and if I try to click on female, the male will be the male selected, so it is going non-selected, and the female is getting selected. And same way transgender means only one you can select among this group. Okay, none other than only one you can select at a time. Okay, no other. But whereas checkboxes, if you keep multiple checkboxes, you can select the multiple. Okay, so this is what radio buttons. These also will have the same event. Okay, the radio button clicked event or changed event, there you can handle whatever code you want to write, you can write there. So any doubts on this radio button, or you guys are clear? So, and this group box is, anyway, the group box is here. The group box definition, it says you can keep multiple controls inside it, all they belong to the same group. Okay, sometimes you may ask for some address, so all the addresses belongs to a single group, means that is address group. So there you can keep all your controls, and something may be for your contacts, mobile numbers or contact numbers, so that time that is a different group. So contacts, one is addresses. So like this you can maintain different groups of controls on your form. The group box main purpose is to maintain different controls according to their groups inside a panel, something like this, with the outline border and a text on top of it. Okay, that is group box. Inside that you can keep as many controls as you want. Any doubts on this, or you guys are clear? Okay, fine. So this is radio buttons. Now we have list box. Okay, list box means this is another thing. So you might have seen in many websites or Windows applications, they will ask you for I can say some job portals. They will ask you for the countries you prefer to work for. So there they will give a box. Inside that all the countries will be listed. You can select the countries, uh, different countries, by giving by holding a control key and different countries. You just click on it. You can select multiple countries in that fashion, right? So that control is called a list box. Okay, this is a list box. Let me expand my form even more. Okay, now I can keep here. Okay, this one I will say country. Okay, so you can add multiple items, or you can bind a data source for this. Okay, this one we will discuss later, the data source thing, when we get into ADO.NET, linking ADO.NET with this Windows Forms. Okay, so you can add different items here: India, USA, UK, China, France. Okay, something like this. You can add many countries, and when you run it, so here you'll have the property multi-column. Okay, scroll. Selection mode, it is only one. If you want to select multiple, you can use multi simple. Okay, something like this you can use. So when we run it, it will allow you to select multiple. You just hold on the control key, okay, and you click on the country names you want. And if you want to deselect, you just click on the uh, selected countries, okay. So if you don't hold the control key, you can select only one, okay. This is what a list box, okay. This is very useful when you are implementing some feature like this, okay. Got it? Or any doubts? Okay, I hope you guys are clear. Okay, that is a list box. And we have combo box, sorry, checklist box. Checklist box is same as this list box. Instead of clicking on the country name, you will get front of this, uh, in front of India, the text, you will get a checkbox, okay. That also will check. List box, list view, that checklist box. So something you can see like this, okay. Here also India, China, USA, UK, France, okay. Something like this you can see. And when you run on it, you can select multiple things. You just click on the checkbox and it will be selected. The multiple things you can select. These are two variants, one with checkbox and another is a plain text, okay. This is what. And this control also has the events, okay. This control also has the events like on selected index change, something like that. Those events also you can handle according to your needs, okay. So you just need to double click on the controls. It the events will be auto generated for you. So selected index changed for this list box, for this checklist box also selected index changed. So these are the events. And event arcs, you can see these are very common for the controls in Winforms and ASP.NET. What it will do is whatever arguments you want to pass from the control, you can pass to these methods. And sender is the basic control from where it is the event is raising, it is list box. So what I will do is I will just put a breakpoint here and I will explain you what the sender will contain. So this is a checkbox. When I click on it, this event is firing and the sender will contain, see, the text is something. And if you see the sender type, it is a checkbox, okay. So all these things how you can handle is you just right click on it. You can use quick watch. It will open uh, the command whatever you are using here, the command or variable name, whatever object name, whatever, it will be in the expression. And the output and the value for this will be shown in the below window, okay. So now I will use type of function, or what you can use is dot get type. So the get type name is checkbox, full name system.windows forms checkbox. So the sender is basically the same control which from which the event raised, okay. That is the sender, okay. Got it or any doubts? Okay, this is the sender and event docs will contain the arguments whichever you need, you can pass from the main form, okay. So any doubts on this? And finally we have combo box. This combo box is nothing but a drop down list. So this is just like your list box, and it will also have multiple options. You can see some country, so something, your occupation. If you want to select a drop down from a control, you can select only one value. Okay, so here what I can do is uh, this control, what values we can give. So class only we can give. Okay, semester 1, semester 2, semester 3, semester 4. Okay, like this I can give something. And if you want to, so this will enable you to select only a single item from the list of available options. You can select a single item. Okay, this is what combo box. Okay, all these controls you might have seen, just I am naming them and I am giving the usage of it. Okay, you better know all these controls in which situation, what you have to use, right? So any more doubts on this? Finally we have a button control, which is used to manage some actions. Okay, these are events. On whichever you selected, you can fire some event, that will fire some event and you can handle it. But buttons, those are mainly used to implement some actions. Actions means, if you want to submit a form, the details whatever I have provided here, if I want to submit, I can use a submit button. Okay, so this button is submit. When I click on it, the action means whatever details I have provided here, if I want to save to database, or if I want to validate and then to save to database, those all actions I can handle in this button event. So when I double click on it, this button click event will be generated. Here you can access the values whatever I have provided here. Okay, in these text boxes for password, gender, whatever I selected, all these things I can handle. Okay, string username equal to text box 1 dot text. Okay, string password equal to text box 2 dot text. Okay, string, what else is there? I accept the terms and conditions, that's fine. And gender equal to, okay, read button 1 dot select, check something like this. You can add this, and even the country. So the country values, the list box values also you can select. So there are multiple items. How you can do that is, you have to repeat a for loop for each list item. Where item in items. Okay, you can add to your string, some string value you can define. Countries equal to countries plus item dot actually items only, item dot to string. Okay, something like this. You can get all the values from all these controls which are got even the combo box. Okay, string class equal to combo box one dot selected text. Selected value is there, selected text is there, two different properties. You can use both. Okay, so when you run it, you can enter some name. Okay, and the submit, it will get the values for me. Username you can see Srinivasu. Password also the same name I have entered. The countries now I am processing. So the item will contain India. Sorry. So this if item dot okay, so like this you can add all the items. Okay, selected items. You can use this method. So it will give whichever items I have added. Okay. Okay, and then semester 3 you can see the countries whichever I have selected, it will return all those, and countries you can see India and UK is there, and then the selected text is didn't I select anything? I selected right. So some problem with this. Shift F9, what I can do is selected value is null, selected index is also there, so selected index it shows 1. Okay, this has some problem, this I will explain tomorrow. So this is how you can get the values from all the controls whichever you select. So any doubts on this? Are you guys are clear? So these are different types of controls available in Windows Forms. Okay, the use and the different properties, different events, everything whatever you want. Okay, so those are really uh, you can explore the at the time of your practice. Okay, so the assignment for this today's class is you need to design a form with all the fields or the column names whichever we have for the students table. Okay, we have a students table. In that we have different properties like his name, address, other things. Okay, for that you have to design a form. Some label you need to give student name, and student id is not required anyway, it is auto generating, right? So but for student name, address, age, date of birth, and few other fields are there, right? His class and branch. For that you guys need to develop a form like this, and with a button like add and cancel, two buttons. Add means it has to uh, keep the values ready for a method to a method to be called something like this. You just uh, get the values from the controls and hold into your local variables, and cancel means clear the values from these controls. So how you can clear is just text box one dot text equal to some blank value, string dot empty. Also if you keep whatever values you entered, those will be cleared. Okay, so that is the assignment. You have to generate a form for students class. Following fields. Okay, use appropriate controls for this.